Hey guys, this is SB Japan here, and welcome back to Godzillathon. Um, I've been working a lot since, why I couldn't review last week and shit like that. But, here's the deal, this week I will have to review 3 Godzilla movies. I will review episode 12 and 13, well, 12 this Friday. The 13th Godzilla film, I would have to review it between Saturday and Sunday, because on Monday, I'm gonna be gone in 2 weeks to Europe. And before I start, before I start college already, or a date actually, before that, I gotta review episodes 14 and 15 just to end the Showa. All right, I was planning to end the Showa series, the Showa Godzilla films before I start. Yeah. Oh, and here's a new surprise for everyone. Remember when I said earlier before I start Godzillathon that I'm not even gonna review the anime Godzilla movies, like the one that Toho made that came out on Netflix? Well, guess what? I am gonna review them finally. Whoop de fuckaroo, since a bunch of people keep asking me to do it. So yeah, I'm not happy to do that. And the anime Godzilla movie came out. That the sequel, the City on Edge of Battle, or I can't remember the title. I had to go back and see it. The title, the movie right here, yeah, the sequel. It came out today finally. Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you what it is, but all I can just say is it was whatever. But yeah. Oh, and one last thing. I saw those 2 new images of Godzilla 2. It looks fucking fantastic. Oh my god. And if you haven't seen it, I'll show you in the description box, okay? I'll get to that in a moment. But anyways, we are now on episode 11, and actually, remember how much I complained in the previous review with that movie? Well, basically, it is my least favorite Godzilla movie that Toho has ever made, and it gives me a headache, and you were wondering of all that disgusting sound effects you've heard in the previous film. Well, I had no choice, because you know how much that movie was shit. Yeah, you should know this. Godzilla's Revenge was shit. And yeah, exactly. So, and also, that will be the only Godzilla movie I actually reviewed, which I never mentioned this. That was the only review that's the only movie I reviewed inside the bathroom. It was disgusting. It was disgusting for me to do that, but I had to sit on top of, where the sink is. Yeah, forget that. But anyways, episode 11, and this is completely acidified, which is a good message to back in the 70s. Godzilla versus Hedorah. Okay, that movie. Okay, dear God. That movie is really not. It's a very underrated film, but it's kind of grossing me out. When I was this is one of those Godzilla movies I used to be scared of when I was a kid. Jesus, it was a little creepy. There are very weird moments in this movie, and this movie is like a message about pollution. Like, remember, the original Godzilla was actually a message, like, telling America, you don't use bombs to destroy Japan, or causing massive explosion, like a nuclear explosion, and it caused to make a monster. So this movie is much like that, except it's about pollution. Like, say, you don't leave your garbage out, or you don't throw garbage into the ocean just to get rid of it. You burn it or some shit like that. And for some reason, there are people out there who are messing up with pollution, and that's why they created a monster. You guessed it, Hedorah. Wow. So yeah, this movie is really weird. It's a really weird movie. Compared to the other 4 Godzilla movies that I hated so bad, like Raids Again, The Sea Monster, Son of Godzilla, and the previous one, this movie is not even close to be as bad as these Aziz. This one is okay compared to the others, but it is part of my top 10 least favorite Godzilla movies. It will always be. I'm sorry, guys. But with all that said, let's begin with the film. So the movie starts out with a long short, like you could see Hedorah's head rising up from the ocean full of pollution, and the title shows up with this really good intro right there. It's like a scary type, like it's like some type of kaiju horror film. Yes, I say kaiju horror film because it is pretty horror. So the credits roll with with the shots, like there is a song with the credits called it's the song called Save the Earth. Yeah, Save the Earth is the song right there. And yeah, it's much like that. So then we see a shot where a kid named Yano, like no, one of the kids. This is the Yano family. Like there's Dr. Turo Yano with his wife Toshi, and of course the son, which his name is Ken Yano. Which, by the way, guys, Ken compared to every other kids in the franchise, like in the Showa Kaiju series, Ken is actually the least worst compared to every others. I actually like him. He is pretty interesting. As much as I can't stand Ichiro's English dubbed voice, I hate it so bad. But even though I feel so bad for Ichiro, like in the Japanese version, I feel so bad for him. The ones in the Gamera series, I hate them so bad. Godzilla vs. Megalon, it's really annoying. Which I'll get to that soon. So moving on. Then we see a fisherman come to their house with a large black colored tadpole type fish. A friend of this family, something to do with agreed it couldn't be a tadpole for a few reasons. The doctor actually asked where the fisherman caught it, and he said it was down where he normally went shrimping or fishing. I don't get it. Saying it was strange he didn't get any, which I'm willing to believe that the fish had died with all this disgusting pollution. Yeah. As the family and their friends are eating, some news reports say a large creature similar to the fish they found attacking the two boats, destroying them. One theory to them put out was that it was a military weapon. A clear photo of the creature comes on screen in the reports, which I have no idea why. So they traveled down to where the fish was caught in the Surgan Bay. Suruga Bay. I can't even say that right. The doctor in scuba gear and the boy with a knife and pail, which honestly, a little kid with a knife, like a killer knife, that's something that kids should not use at all. I mean, yes, I've seen movies with kids with knives, like Pet Sematary. That movie by Stephen King was bad. The Stephen King movie was my least favorite of all. The doctor actually tells his son he'll be back in 30 minutes and dives in Dr. Yano. Dr. Yano dives in actually. So then Dr. Yano swims around for a while finding any other than garbage on the bottom of the water. That's a big suicide right there. That is that's something you should not do when it comes to pollution shitness. Ken Yano cracks open Alzer's attached to the rocks in the water. He finds nothing, but the creature causes a wave to crash into him as if it was swimming towards him. Ken holds a knife up in the air and as it jumps above him. So yes, it's like it's slicing under its belly. That's actually Hedorah in its swimming form. So he swims off, leaving Ken on the rocks, calling out to his father. The doctor soon sees the creature. He goes towards him and burns his face with acid. Jesus Christ! Yep, that's what you could see right there. So he is brought back home later on, having been treated for burns. In an interview with the press, they discuss the two creatures as the one that attacked Ken and Dr. Yano with much smaller. Ken refers to the monster as the two creatures that came out of nowhere, and could attach one says Hedorah. However, the name appears to catch on. They discuss how these two Hedorahs were found in polluted water. So yeah, that's like I said. If pollution's going everywhere and you're not taking care of dealing with garbage, disgustingness, urine, shit, everything. This is what it caused. A giant monster who will kill you with the smell of pollution. So that's what happens when you don't take care of garbage. Pollution with that monster is what happens. So another news report states 3 more tankers were taken down by a larger of the two. Then some weird cartoons, which really, what's the point of cartoons? A crude cartoon of green-colored Hedorah drinking oil from tankers among hundreds of dead fish is shown. Jesus Christ! What does the cartoon animations have to do with anything? This is getting weird. Then, of course, with all that shit going on, blah 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 blah, Godzilla actually shows up. Oh, really? Is this why we're actually watching this movie in the first place? Just because Godzilla is there? I mean, Godzilla actually walks up from the sunset with some silly song, I don't know, who comes shortly on screen, and the roar, of course. We love the famous roar, which Godzilla used to be a terrifying monster that attacks Tokyo since the 50s. Now, defender of Earth. Like what James Rolfe said, not in a cool superhero way, but more of a, you better keep the Earth safe, that kind of way. Yeah. Some various shots of polluted water appears again. Ken has a short monologue about unclear fallout and waste being put into the sea as Godzilla sets the fire to the sludge on the water, which you're gonna guess that soon. Then Hedorah appears in the land form, land form, very nice, and begins to feed on pollution from a factory. Godzilla appears and attacks Hedorah, which I'm sure this is the thing. I'm sure I guess seen this right. This is Godzilla is actually fighting Hedorah, flying around while he waves his arms and dances around. It's just kind of weird. So, and Godzilla blasts his atomic breath. Hedorah then retreats back into the ocean. Godzilla, I don't know why. This is weirder. So then Ken is at an amusement park and rides on a roller coaster where he spots Godzilla like with a black spot of Godzilla. Like, what is that? What is that? This is one of the weirdest things ever too. What is going on? Wow. So then Hedorah is flying around with his new flying form, appears and attacks the city while Dr. Yano studies Hedorah's blood to find Sulfur. Okay, yes. Sulfur. Yeah, I know what that is because that's what kills you. Sulfur. It smells disgusting. Jesus Christ. He realizes that Hedorah can only be defeated by high temperatures and which kills the small Hedorah. He had locked in his lab by electrocuting it. Yep, I can tell about that. So then the army is notified of his weakness and proceeds to build a machine to kill Hedorah at Mount Fuji. Right. This is kind of awkward right there. Oh God, Jesus. Then we see Ken goes to a party at Mount Fuji where Hedorah attacks. Godzilla attacks Hedorah, of course, but then Hedorah changed into his final form. That is really horrifying. This is like, it's like, well, actually, the design of Hedorah, it looks like Godzilla is fighting a giant turd. Yep, makes sense. Hedorah is a turd. So, I can't stop laughing because of the word turd in a kaiju film. Oh my god. Yeah, he's like the cross between, James Rolfe says, Oscar the Grouch, Mr. Hanky, and the Blob. Of course, he's made of crap. So then Hedorah defeats Godzilla, which Hedorah starts shitting all over Godzilla, like dumping his diarrhea all over him. Yep, that's one of Hedorah's attacks. Shit or diarrhea. That's gross. And the humans at the party began to throw fire at Hedorah. Hedorah is about to kill them, but Godzilla intervenes them. Godzilla fights whatever. So then Godzilla fights him, but again defeated by Hedorah. He can actually Hedorah can actually shoots beam out of his eyes. Big deal. Yep, it's a big deal. Then the Hedorah, forget. Whatever. The party thing. I have never mentioned this at all previously. There was a scene where a party is actually going on with like some kind of weird drug experiment at a party, which is kind of weird. People wearing fish masks and everything. That is a very weird scene right there. Like, really weird. Like, what is this? What is this? Some kind of party with fish? I'm sure he was drugged overdosed. But, of course, which I didn't mention this, Hedorah comes by in and people were like shocked in fear, and then Hedorah, it's on the stairs. Even worse, what I actually felt bad for this scene because there's a poor cat right there. That poor cat is like on the stairs covered with Hedorah's body, like all turds all over him, and which makes me to believe that I wonder what Toho did to that cat after that scene. This is really sad for me. That's one of the things I forgot to mention. Oh, and the kid Ken, of course, he actually looks at the dead bodies where Hedorah was flying around and shit. Which makes me to believe that that Hedorah went all over that shit, and it's disgusting. This is really horrifying. This is something kids should not look at. Very terrifying. Oops. God. And I think I missed another one. Didn't I miss another one? I'm sorry. There's something I also missed out. It was previously on like. Hold on. I'm trying to get this out of my head. Like, there was another thing I missed out, and it was somewhere in this film. I just couldn't remember. God. It's so hard to remember everything about this movie. But let's just continue on. So, at the place where like the heat rays and all that shit, Godzilla actually comes to fight Hedorah again. This time Godzilla blasts his atomic breath at some kind of generator weapon, the heat ray, which ultimately defeats Hedorah big time. Then Godzilla starts digging all over his body. It's one of the messiest fights I've ever seen. And then Godzilla actually found two orbs, or two lungs. I don't know what those are. Which James Whale thought they were eyeballs, but fans actually said that they're actually eggs, which I don't know about that. I don't know if Hedorah's asexual or something like that, but I'm just gonna call them lungs because yeah, that's what they are to me. And then Godzilla blasts his atomic breath on that shit, and boof, these things crumble to dust. Godzilla tried to step on Hedorah, try to see what's going on with him, but then the flying Hedorah just got out of its body, and the moment you've all been waiting for, which I'm dying to talk about this, and I'm sure you guys want to hear it. Check it out. Yeah, you know how much I feel about that, right? I felt exactly the same how everyone says, "What the fuck?" I mean, I can't stop laughing. This is one of the most hilarious scenes I've ever seen in my life. And this is a masterpiece. Wow. So Godzilla lands on Hedorah. And he starts digging his body once again. Well, actually, first off, he just grabs his tail and just smacked him down onto the ground again and again and again. And Godzilla starts digging all over his body. And with the silly exact song, though I don't remember. It's just so silly. So, and then Hedorah was killed finally. And then, yep, that's how it goes for it. So, until after Hedorah was defeated, Ken actually ran to Godzilla and said, "Goodbye, Godzilla," or something like that. Like I said, he's not that bad. And then it cuts to the shot from the beginning of the movie with the Hedorah rising, like I talked about. It's just a screenshot right there with the words "the end." That's the end of the movie. Finally, what can I say about this movie? What the fuck am I watching right now? Like, what the fuck did I just watch again? It's so creepy that I've been shivering on my skins again. Like, when I was a kid, I used to be scared of this movie. It's so creepy that a bunch of people died. And finally, there's something that came up to my head that I fucking remembered back then. I missed that one out. The scene where Hedorah flies through the buildings. Like, after the guy just fell off fell from the building, and he's already dead by that time because Hedorah just killed him. But the scene where the building crumbles, it's so off key that it kind of feels creepy right there because you don't hear anything. Like, there's nothing you could hear. It's no music, no sound effects, just silent. Yeah, that was the only thing I just remember that came up to my head was that scene. So yeah. So music wise, oh my god, oh god, it's so weird. The music's a little weird. I mean, like I said, the intro song, "Save the Earth," was kind of cheesy, but music composed by Riichi, Riichiro Manabe and Mari Kien, Ki, Kino. I don't know how to pronounce that. Um, a little boring. And also, this movie was had got a new director. Yoshi Mitsu Yoshimitsu Yoshimitsu Bano. Yeah, that's the director of the movie, not Ishiro Honda. Of course, it's the same producer, Tomiyuki Tanaka. Who else would it be? So yeah, the characters I actually like. Ken. He's pretty good. He's a great kid. Um, he's played by Hiroyuki Kawazi. Oh, I forgot to mention the director of this movie, Yoshimitsu Bano. That's the director's name. Um, I didn't mention him, but I didn't mention this, but this is a very sad moment. Like if you watch it, like like years ago, like or last year actually. He died already. It was a sad moment. Like he died, and he wants to make a sequel to this movie, but during his death, I feel like his actual dream has never gotten true. Yeah, there was supposed to be a sequel to this movie, but it never got made. Thank God for that. But yeah, it's very sad that his dream never came true. I mean, yeah, it's sad. So let's talk about the monsters. I'm gonna start with Hedorah. Oh god, that is creepy. That is a creepy kaiju right there. I used to dislike him because he is gross. He's a gross monster. But looking at him right now, he is creepy, and now I'm starting to like him because he's very popular. Yes, I like him better than Ibra. Ibra sucks, but like Ebera, Hedorah, whatever, some shit like that, whatever. But yeah, they have similar ending names, whatever. But Hedorah, honestly, he is a pretty cool monster. He is creepy. I wish this is the best. This is the most popular design for Hedorah in this world. Final Wars, he was crappy, but this design is scary as hell. Godzilla, however, yes, I felt the same of what the fuck, why was he flying, and stuff like that. I feel like if they're gonna make a Godzilla racing game, yes, they gotta put Godzilla there because why not? Godzilla could fly. It's so funny right there. Um, and the waving arms thing, Godzilla dancing around, blah blah blah. It's so weird. It's kind of weird. It's a messy fight. So my final thoughts on this movie. I don't think you should introduce this to people who are not Godzilla fans. Well, maybe you can if they like horror films. If they want to watch something creepy and scary and disgusting, this is the film from them. And don't give me the drug bullshit type like quote from James Roloff because nah, not true. Not even close for like the next film. Not really. But honestly, to be honest, I'm gonna give this movie a 4.5 out of 10. It like I said, it's not bad. It's pretty underrated. I don't know what to say about it, but 4.5 out of 10, and ooh, yes. Now we're moving on to the next one. I'm so happy for the next one. And I'll see you guys next time. Stay big, G fans. Oh shit, that's Goji fan. I need the words. 3 words. See y'all.